Welcome back to our series on generational marketing for those that work in the event marketing and sponsorship business. I'm Rick Jones with FishBait Marketing and Engagement Partners. So far, in episode 1, we discussed the mature generation, followed by the baby boomer generation, and then Generation X. Today, we're diving into probably what is the most important generation in the marketplace today, the millennial generation. Now, why are they so important? 2 words. They're big and they're young. This generation is the largest in population, nearly 75 million strong, born between 1977 and 1991. These are now adults ages 27 to 41, and they make up over a quarter of the population of the United States. They are coming into their own and making a real impact on business, politics, and society in general. Now, I have 2 children in this age group, and I've watched them, their peers, and their friends grow up. This group's defining idea is education, and their tagline is, "We will do it." This is the internet generation. This is the generation that grew up with all things digital. They understand how to use digital media. They have a very diverse music mix, from things like Britney Spears in their youth to a rapper like Eminem, and everything in between. This is a diverse group with all ethnicities, religions, sexual preferences, and races included. This generation has truly rejected racism and sexism, and is for the most part significantly more tolerant than the previous generations that came before them. Now, these are largely children of baby boomers, and they've enjoyed, in many cases, a lot of privileges along the way, but they've also had a lot of heartache. Remember, this is the generation that lived through Columbine and all of the other school shootings. They were in school during 9/11 and the frightening aftermath. And then they started, in many cases, their professional careers during the financial crisis of 2008. And now they're facing the coronavirus pandemic. So they have suffered in many ways financially, and is the first generation in modern times not to do as well as their parents did, at least so far. That's been the case. They have a lot of concerns. They're concerned about, will they have meaningful, well-paying jobs? What is going to be the quality of their life? What is the state of our environment? What about the prejudices in our society? What about the political ineffectiveness we seem to be having? Will public schools continue to meet the needs of their children? And will there even be Social Security by the time they get to retirement age? They too worry about both their parents and their children. And so they're being squeezed in both directions. Now, we know this generation loves to search the web for information, and they love to ask their friends' opinions on social channels. But for marketers to this group, truly the sky's the limit. They are now in full purchase mode. They're looking to buy homes, and then when they buy homes, they buy things like lawnmowers and appliances and all sorts of other products. In other words, it's a very good time to be the Home Depot or Lowe's. They are also candidates for lots of financial services. They are also great candidates for additional learning, since they realize that what they learned in college has quickly become obsolete, and they now must become lifetime learners. They really like experiences more than things, especially old things like antiques, which don't seem to interest them at all. They would rather buy new furniture from IKEA than 100-year-old furniture from their parents or grandparents. But they want and expect to make a difference, and are better candidates to participate in movements and charitable events rather than donate to them. This group is not big on institutions. Remember, we talked about baby boomers being big on institutions like church memberships or civic club memberships or country clubs, more formal organizations. This group likes spontaneous gatherings, and they have a lot of friends and colleagues that they like to get with. And they would rather be doing something than watching something or donating to something, especially financially. FOMO is big with this group, fear of missing out. It drives a lot of their social engagement and a lot of their social posts because social engagement is a very, very important part of their lives. They simply are now the backbone of our society, and they will be for the next 40 to 50 years. And that's the millennial generation.